Established in April 2021, Upland Development United is an exclusive property development collaborative for the Upland Metaverse. If you're a bigger picture and loyal team player who has a great sense of humour and is looking to get more engaged in a diverse and experienced team, you can help us and we can help you. Contact Morecheese or Ben68 for more information. Warning, all opinions within are solely the views of the individuals involved.
The UDU, Upland Development United, installed their neighborhood nodes throughout the entirety of Upland. Their reach was unmatched.
Aloha, aloha, aloha. Aloha, everyone, and welcome to the UDU. To all of you, this is the first meeting of the year. All right, let's do this. This is team meeting number 38. Today is Tuesday, January 11th. And I'm going to hand it over to Mr. Dubs. All you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Cheers, buddy. So since we've been away, the markets in Upland have continued to rise in all the hub cities, all the main ones, all the tier ones. So San Francisco's up from 38K to 42.5. Santa Clara's up from 29.9K to 32.5. Manhattan's still absolutely soaring. It's gone from 160K on the last meeting to 211, which is smashing it. Brooklyn's come up from 13K to 15.5, and Chicago's come up from, well, pretty much 7K to pretty much 9. But on the other hand, all the crypto markets have been absolutely getting a pounding recently. Bitcoin's come down from 48.7 to 41.7. Ethereum's come down from pretty much 4K to 3,100. Wax has come down from 45 cents to 38. And Engine's also come down from $2.4 to 2.2. So it's all going poopy doop on the crypto front.
Hoopy doops, I like it.
Hoopy doop. Got to get those technical terms in.
Nice. As you can imagine, we've got a massive list of stuff to get through today because we've had a break. Thanks to everybody that kept the ball rolling while we were on break, and work with each other to complete builds and whatnot. That was cool. One of the main things that has happened is some pretty big changes in the UDU server. And we've just seen that's created a bit of drama already where people couldn't find the at team meeting link. So I might continue to tweak that. We'll add something back in for that as well. As part of the changes, a lot of the old channels were either removed that weren't being used. Some of them were moved over to this, which we'll talk about a bit later. And yeah, general things just kind of shuffled around, and we separated the UDU nodes from the mini nodes just to try and make that all a bit more easily navigable. What's the bloody word? Navigable? I don't know. I can't speak.
Navigatable.
Yes, we have pushed our team meetings forward 30 minutes earlier than usual too. So, and I'm on holidays at the moment, so I went to bed at like midnight and woke up at 3 a.m. So, excuse me if my brain is mush and I am extra grumpy. So yeah, as part of the UDU server changes, it was good timing in that we had one of those data sites come back online. It seems to be a clone of the old Upex world, and I believe Hacker is back and working on it. So good things there. But that was very good. That allowed us to kick our vetting off again. So we've got Finn and Nub and everybody is back on the case. And I patched Steve into there as well because, he's a blockchain read and whiz. So he's on the ball there as well. So we were able to get our vetting back underway, and we've already seen several members go through vetting, and we have to thank them for their patience. Like a few of them have been hammering away at us in DMs for like well over a month. So it's cool to see people are still keen to find out what we're all about and get involved and stuff. And of course, we did have a whole bunch of our previous UDUA members upgrade to UDU. There was only one member out of the whole list that didn't complete the upgrade. So, and that that person that didn't complete the upgrade, they're just AFK. So that's the only reason there. So that was cool. Did anybody want to speak to that? All the newbies moving in and the oldies moving up.
We absolutely didn't kill the person that didn't make it to UDU. So all of those rumors are just that, rumors.
Indeed. They are currently sitting in our dungeon, and if they get back to us.
Not dead, but Cheese has got them locked up to rights.
I wish they were dead. No. But yeah, congratulations to everybody who made it through to UDU. I'm a poet and didn't know it. Yeah, we're not one of those groups that, because I know a lot of people think we're only for the whales. We have a lot of, smaller players here. We go more for soft points. Basically, if you're nice and trustworthy or just crazy in an amazingly cool way, then we want you. So if one of us taps you or you think you fit one of those things, like, just let us know. But we are a little picky. We're going to vet you. We're going to make sure you're not a jerk or a cheater. But congrats.
Yeah,
I'm liking all the people.
Yeah, me too.
It's really nice. There's a lot of new people in the server. The server's a lot more busy than it used to be. It's really cool to see everybody on.
And a whole lot less drama, because we take the extra time at the front end to make sure we're getting the right people on board. So yes. Definitely worth all the trouble we go to at the front end to, clear that out there. So, and we've already seen on several occasions where some people haven't made it through vetting, and then you keep an eye on those people, and they
stalk your life on Twitter.
It's a well dodged bullet. Yes. Yes, that was quite an adventure, that one. I guess it's good time to talk about our 2-stage vetting process, because I know a lot of people in the team are not fully up to speed with the whole vetting process thing. So yeah, we have a 2-stage. Well, I guess it's kind of 3 really, but for logistical reasons, we'll say it's a 2-stage vetting process. So either, like it's happened before with Morecheese, spotted somebody, she'd been talking to them, and she's reached out to the vetting team and said, look, I think this person would be a good fit. So that's kind of somebody within the team has nominated somebody. And it can also be, and more predominantly, it goes the other way, where somebody's seen us out and about and they've sent Cheese or myself a DM and asked, how can I get involved? So what happens there is their name gets put in a list, a vetting list, and that's numbered, and we include, like, one of the first questions we ask them is, how old are you? What's your blockchain code for your EOS account? And from that, we do Nub and Finn, and now Steve as well, do a deep dive on their community posting history, and just to kind of get a feel for who these people are, what they're about, that sort of thing. And the other big one is a deep dive into the blockchain transaction history. That brings up a lot of stuff, and it doesn't necessarily, like, if there's things in there that seem a bit off or whatever, it doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to get in. It just means, it's going to be, hey, what happened here? And that happens quite a lot. So that's kind of the first stage process, where we do a deep dive. That's before you even get access to the server. If that's all good, you'll get invited to the server, and you'll be assigned the new role of vetting. So the new vetting role replaces the old UDUA role. And new vetting members, they need to have that role for at least 1 month. We kind of come up with that because it's a nice round figure, and it matches in with the dungeon as well. Like, if we've seen this before, people go through all the hassle of getting through vetting, they come over to the server and they post, hi guys, and that's it. They're never involved again. So if that's the case after 1 month, yeah, if your account's inactive, you're in the dungeon. So that's like that. Yeah, so they have to have that role for at least 1 month. And then after 1 month, there is another deep dive. We go a bit deeper with the blockchain vetting and that sort of thing, and just to check where their head's at. It may be the case where after a month they're like, nah, this isn't for me, and they move on. The important thing is within that 1 month period, or even at the pre kind of access to the server, there should be no conversations about buying into nodes or trading into nodes or anything like that. We'll save all that for when they're ready for the upgrade from vetting to UDU, which happens, like I said, after that 1 month period. Now, can you jog my memory, Cheese, about what happened to the member where their vetting period's extended to 3 months?
Oh, so let's say you kind of started the game and you didn't really understand the rules at the time, and you did certain things that were not within, you know, the TOS. But, you know, since then you've been a good player, want to change your ways, want to be a team member and play by the rules. What happens is after the vetting process, we let you in and we kind of watch you for 3 months just to make sure you live up to your promises. It's not anything like we don't trust you or anything, but we just really want to come off as a community that truly does follow the TOS and does follow Upland's rules and whatnot. But we do want to give you a chance because we feel everybody deserves a second chance.
Hell yeah, I've been given plenty of them, so yeah. And we've also had ex-UDU members have reached out just recently and said, look, I took a break from the game and now I'm looking to get back in. There's no exceptions to this process. You have to go through that 1 month vetting period and, you know, straight back into the UDU. Obviously, if you're somebody who was a previous UDU member, you would more than likely already have node properties. So that makes your transition from the vetting member to the UDU member very easy. But yeah, you still have to go through that 1 month period. Just putting it out there as no exceptions just simplifies the entire thing. Even we've got a very well-known member of the community who's just been added to the vetting list. When was that? Like 2 or 3 days ago, Cheese.
Yes.
Very well-known, very well-respected person. Clearly, they would have no troubles going straight to UDU, but we've said there's no exceptions, so there's no exceptions. It's just the process we've put in, and you know, so far it's working out great. So we'll stick to that. And it's good to see we got a lot of the new people in to chat now. Did anybody want to jump in and say good day? Don't be shy.
Oh yeah, this is Larry Logs. So I just want to appreciate you guys putting in the work. I'm definitely noticing being a new member, getting vetted, and I like what you guys stand for. And I just want to add to the process, and I just appreciate the opportunity.
Larry.
Yeah.
And Larry's somebody that Cheese, you spotted Larry out and about, didn't you?
Yes, I spotted him about. He is very active in the cafe. He helps people out. He's just a nice person, and I felt like I just had to grab him before someone else did. So, and he's from the Bronx. What?
Nice. Anybody else want to jump in? No. And it's good to see we do have some of our OG members in here too that are showing up for the first time. Someone in particular, Mr. Pod, do you want to say good day? You still there?
Hello. Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, you got shy. Oh, no, there he is.
Yeah, it's usually too late for me to join, but today I found the time. So thanks for having me here.
No worries.
So,
yeah. Did you want to speak to what you got going on at LMU? You're the node manager there. You've been very busy.
Yeah, I can try explaining a little what I've been doing there the last few weeks. I've been buying a super large property, 222 Ansa Street, for I think it was $1,000 and 2 million UPX, and I also bought around 10 properties for 150,000 each to get a better foothold in a node. And yeah, I'm also planning on distributing properties out to other UDU members, and yeah, and we have some side deals going on because a few members grabbed some really cheap props, and I'm letting them do that. I'm in no rush to get rid of my properties, so I will be holding until it's time to distribute them out to other members. So that's my plan.
Nice.
I have
Yes.
12. I don't want to be greedy. Like when I'm done with my node, I definitely want more. I only have about 2 more MTUs to complete, and then I can go over to LMU and start building my stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. It's not going to be long before we're all rolling into LMU. Absolutely. All righty, Cheese. Did you want to give us a bit of an update on what's going down with the Spark train?
Well, I would like to start it as soon as possible. I'd say the best, I like to start them on the weekends. That way it's kind of fair for everybody. I know some people do work on, oh my God, Pod is distracting me. Sorry, he had his cat. Works every time.
It's a lot of snow outside, so he tried to walk over my keyboard and he slept. So.
Oh, you can interrupt me anytime with a cat. But for this weekend, I would like to do it because most people are available. I want to get everybody who wants to be into the train kind of in there. And then what we'll do is we'll do a random wheel spin to see who gets the apartment for that. And depending on who donates and who is in, how much spark we have, will determine like if we can do a second apartment. You never know. But for now, it's just one. And Finn, you can't get, oh my God.
Yeah.
Pod's trouble. He's trouble. Finn, you already got yours, so you won't be on the list. But we will have everybody else that's on to try and get an apartment.
And we did have quite a healthy debate about the future of the Spark trains. As we know, that's been an evolving process. There have been a lot of good suggestions put forward. The trouble is that a lot of them are very math-based, 10% this and 20% that and 40% if A and 60% if B equals D. It just becomes a logistical nightmare to manage. Yeah, and it's important sorry, go ahead, Chase.
Like my thoughts on that, I see myself as an independent. I'm not either side, but I do agree that if taxes aren't necessarily needed, they shouldn't be there. I know that they help the greater of the community, but we kind of knew what we were getting into when we became node managers, and that comes with a big expense. I'm building strangers' properties in my node currently just to get it filled up. I'm using my spark, I'm using my money. If you're on the train, you should be putting 80% of your spark. If you're not on the train and you already completed your properties, that your UDU properties, building on them, you're good. Go about your way. If you want to donate some, that's fine. If you want to do your other projects, that's fine. If you haven't built on your UDU properties, then you need to do that. Like that's something that I will say for a fact needs to be done right away, because we are Upland Development United. What we do here is we create nodes and we build on them. That's, for me, that's the biggest part of the debate. If you have a node property, build on it. We've been going through 15 to 20 properties in the Spark Train in about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks tops. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, and there's no obligation to be involved in the Spark Train, and it's not, the Spark Train doesn't run on maths. It runs on social teamwork, as we've said a few times. You know, I would personally be far better off just building by myself. I'd build way more buildings, but that just looks after me. We're about supporting other members in the team too. So that's kind of the entirety of the Spark Train. If you dig into the maths, it's kind of never going to work. It's never going to make sense, because the players with the most spark, well, you'd just be better off building yourself. And the newer players with less spark, well, good luck to you. But that's not what we're about. You know, as Cheese has said, we're Upland Development United is also an important word there. And, you know, we help people out. And so far we've found that the Spark Train is the best kind of, no pun intended, vehicle to manage that. So I don't know. If you come up with a different system, yeah, we're always about new ideas. So don't think that anything's locked in.
I have one idea. How about renting Spark for like the entire node or something?
Yeah, well, that's
what
what
you have for your node.
Yeah, or like we could make some kind of system that works better than that, but
I don't
renting
agree
Spark.
with that. I don't agree. See, Ben is spending millions of dollars renting Spark
Millions
for
of
MTU. Millions of
Ben has
UPEX.
millions of dollars.
Millions of UPEX. And I'm planning to do the same for my node, which we shall not name yet. I think when we become node managers, we kind of take that responsibility of the process and the cost. You know, we can't rely on other people to, I mean, that's why we have the Spark Train. That's why we have people. I mean, if they only have 2 Spark or 1 Spark, it's better than nothing. And they're building there. It's better than going like dormant. Yeah.
And if you take an overview picture, any node property that gets built helps everybody that's in the team. You know, that's how it works out. But to give you some idea, yeah, I'm spending close to 250,000 UPEX a week renting Spark for Midtown Terrace. So that's you know.
I think I'm going to do something like that, renting Spark for LMU.
Yeah.
So just so people know.
Like I gave away properties for somebody to help me spark up a complete stranger in my node. They have a nice yellow apartment now, block of cheese. So yeah, like it's tough, but we gotta
and
our big girl pants.
And that's what separates us from a lot of these other groups as well that talk about development. Yeah, well, we're not necessarily talking about it, we're doing it. And we've seen this with Midtown Terrace, and we've already started to see that in Cheese's new node, where development inspires development. If we do what we can with what we've got, then other people start building as well, and that raises the profile of the entire neighborhood on its own. But yes, like I said, that's always going to be an evolving process, how we manage all that. Cheese, while you're there, did you want to give us an update? What's going down with the Wine and Cheese show?
We had a surprise guest. We had somebody on that was extremely cute and informative and smart and just awesome. And it was our very own Ben 68's son.
One of them. Yeah, he's not too smart though, because he's grounded at the moment. So don't give him too much credit.
No, don't do that. I'm working on his NFT. I was really busy, and now I'm finally caught up, and I'm working on his NFT, and I want to make it the best one that I've made as of yet, and still try to catch up for the next. We have a wine and cheese coming up this Saturday. Oh, and I wanted to say, if anybody is out there that watches this, who is an artist, who is involved with the metaverse and anything video games, or just anyone who has something that's going on that is extremely interesting, send me a DM. You know, we have everybody on a show. There's no kind of ranking or whatnot. You know, we'll have you on. Just send me a DM and I'll make some time for you to come on.
Absolutely. Yeah. That kid does my head in. So he was hammering me nonstop and he'd just go on these wild rants. I'm like, how do you know this stuff, mate? I don't even know how he knows about all this stuff. It's crazy. But anyway. All right. And also, while you're there, Cheese, did you want to talk about, in what limited capacity you can, the absolute raging success that the Bronx Node grab was?
I'm liking it. We have a great amount of percentage there, maybe about I'll say over 75% already, and that was calculated a couple of days ago. Since then we were able to get a lot more, so I'm hoping for over 80% soon. And people are starting to build there already. I got some strangers to build and I told them that I would build for them, just to give them the incentive, because like in my eyes, if you're built on in a node, you could do whatever you want, you know. If you want to sell it, whatever, sell it, but just have a build on there is my bag. I just want it to be built, and it needs to be built in the colors, which is very simple, yellow and gold, you know. I just got a DM. How do I join UDU? Yeah, I'm seeing good things. There are some obstacles. There's some people who are trying to kind of make a buck. They've been holding on to their properties for weeks and they're not gonna get anything for them until they come down in price. They can sit with them if they want. Yeah, I think we're in a position to kind of do that because it's a nothing burger. It's just for us. No one's going to really want it but us. LA's coming. People are going to want liquidity, like Steve just wrote. So yeah, if they want to hold on to something that's completely useless to others, but and like very important to us, then go ahead.
Yes, and yeah, it's just considering how crazy the Bronx release was, it just was an absolute raging success in the end. And welcome to the chaos and drama of node management.
Yeah, so, I love it.
It's all fun. Nice. Speaking of chaos and drama, we'll head straight into the wine of the week. I've got two for this week. The intern strikes again. Does anybody want to speak about that debacle with the decimal points?
Oh my God, you called it, Ben.
Somebody dig into it.
You called it.
I'm frustrated. Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, what happened, Corey?
I'm frustrated.
Give us the lowdown.
I mean, I got it. Like I was right on it. I mean, it went out, and I already had my. I was on the train. I was en route. I'm going to be there early. So Upland puts out a notice saying that, hey, by the way, we're going to be doing a tour, and I'm big on these tours. I like these tours. You get something for it. Usually, you normally get a block explorer, which is kind of cool. You know, it has some value potentially in the future. Or right now, it actually has value. You can trade them amongst each other for other in-game NFTs. With the rollout of NFTs being able to leave the game, and there'll be a secondary market, you know, that has value in itself. But this time they said it's 0.1 Spark will be the reward for completing the tour, which is a decent amount of money. I don't know if someone can speak to that right now, but I'm thinking it's probably around what, $70? What is it, $80? Something. Anyway, decent, and you know, Spark's hard to come by. Even when you do have the opportunity to buy it, it's in a lottery system, so you're not guaranteed that. So yeah, it was a big deal. 0.1 is kind of a big deal. Like I think $460 is one Spark, so I guess that would take it down. My math a little bit, sorry about that, but not a math major. So anyway, so I was excited. Everybody's excited. Everybody's doing, and then not. But I don't know. It was a good. It seemed like hours to me. I mean, I was practically already on the tour, and I'd already had my Spark. I'd spent it. I'm building this. I'm building that. I was super excited, and then somebody came out and one of the on our Discord, actually on our server, and said, Oh no, they screwed up again. It's 0.01, which is like, okay, it's like it was very upsetting to me personally. I was quite excited. So that's my wine of the week.
Yeah, 0.01 is not really worth getting out of bed for, is it? It's even if it was 0.05, maybe that might be a decent carrot. I suppose it's better than nothing, but yeah, I'm not even going to bother at all. Yeah, I don't know. What do you say? So
I
that was
signed up for the cents.
yeah. I didn't even bother this time with that either.
Use them for treasure hunting.
So that was one. The other one of the week is fuck you very much. I won't dive into this too deeply because it still is an ongoing process. We thought it was sorted out, and then more information came to light that undermined everything that was just said. Basically, we had an ex-UDU member, quite a well-known, infamous one, bail out of the game and dump all of their UDU properties. I reached out to this person in DMs, and they basically said, "Oh, I didn't even realise that. I forgot all about those things." Yeah, piss off, mate. That's absolute horse shit. You knew exactly what you were doing. Just a dog act by, yeah, I don't know. As I said, I won't get into it too much, but yeah, it kind of points to the fact that we always say, like, if you're in the UDU, you secure these node properties and then you decide that this is not for you, or like Pod mentioned before, somebody had gobbled up a whole bunch of cheap ones on the market. Just do the right thing when you exit. Work with the node managers, work with the team to exit smoothly. I don't know why people are so hell-bent on burning bridges and pissing people off and causing as much drama as they can. I don't know. Maybe they had issues or something in real life. I'm not sure, but yeah. Don't go out of your way to be a prick. It's not necessary. Like we've said countless times, it's blockchain. Everything can be sorted out pretty easily if cool heads are maintained. So that's my rant on that. Anybody else have a wine before we move on to some good stuff?
I don't remember anything.
I think there's been heaps over the 3-week break, but we've kind of just shrugged them off and off we go again.
I do have a quick thing to say for Mr. Human Sim. So he's trying to get some money for the LA, and he has 2 Solana ultra rare up for sale for under a million UPX. He has them both for 850K. So just putting that out there.
Nice. Yeah, everyone's going to be scrambling for LA. I kind of hovered over that button myself. I was looking at my Santa Clara. I've got a whole bunch. Remember, I went mental in Santa Clara and bought up the floor and just went crazy buying up the floor in the North 101 collections. I nearly pulled the trigger on that, and then I just backed off and said, you know what, I'm just going to do in LA what I've done in every other city release since then, and just buy what I can within my means, and what it is what it is. You know, I've set these long-term plays in Chicago and whatnot. I got to see that through, but everybody's in a different position, so we shall see how that plays out. Does somebody want to speak to the win of the week that was involved in the, what was it called, the sales thing in Oakland? Our member Sourcet did really well out of that. I think who else was in the top 10 list? I think it was Boggers.
Oh, the
Thrifty challenge or something.
Thrifty challenge. I heard like everybody was complaining about it, that it wasn't like calculating all the sales that went through. A lot of people were taking off of it, yada yada. But hey, at least somebody in our team got it. So
yeah, Nubs just said
poo-poo.
Nubs just said it was Boggs, Swiss, and Sourcet that did really well.
Oh, nice.
And Jazza said that challenge is her wine of the week.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and
Jazz.
that's a classic thing. We've seen this so many times with those lead. Oh, this is turning into the wine of the week when it's supposed to be a win. But anyway, we've seen that so many times where they release the leaderboard, and then members in the community check the figures and say, hey, this isn't right. And the team says, okay, well, we'll go and check the figures. Check the figures beforehand.
Yeah.
Quality control, people.
And the funny thing is, people were messaging them beforehand saying, hey, I don't see my sales in there.
Yep.
Can you check it out? And like, Mort's there busy talking about football.
Distraction.
In general chat. Like,
yes.
Come on. There's a place for that. It's called the Legits channel.
Yes. Bloody interns, I tell you. But yeah,
What's
that's...
an intern?
Well,
I'm like, all right.
yes. That's not supposed to be the wine of the week. That's supposed to be the win. So congratulations to the members that did very well in that. Next thing on the list was to chat about and Coy, you kicked this one off, the expectations of membership. And this all came about in regards to the debate that we were having as far as the Spark Train and, what does it actually mean to be a UDU member and that sort of stuff. So it was part of the great debate. Coy, did you want to speak to that? What are we looking to, first of all, what information are we looking to get out of the team from that? And what are we going to do with that information?
All right. So yeah, this was a discussion, and we have a new debate channel on the UDU server, and the Spark Train was being discussed, and kind of there was a lot of confusion, and a lot of people, for what reason, they didn't understand kind of what some of the expectations are about the UDU and specifically about the Spark Train, but it precipitated a larger conversation about what it means to be UDU, right? So if the Spark Train is absolutely part of the UDU, you cannot participate in a Spark Train unless you're on the UDU. And then what it is, okay, so some people thought, oh, well, I have to donate, or I have to have this, or I have to have that. And that kind of spurred a different discussion in its entirety. And that's kind of where the expectations of membership, which is a document I'm working on right now, was kind of born out of that conversation or that debate. And what I'm asking everybody to do is just to give me some ideas of what you would like, the expectations that we require members to do or to be in order to either join the UDU or remain in the UDU. I'm seeing a lot of really surprising responses, and I shouldn't say surprising because I'm not skeptical by any means. I'm a very optimistic person, but I'm going to be honest. I'm reviewing these, and I'll have them shortly by next meeting for sure. Some people are still have reached out to me and said, give me a little more time. But a lot of it has to do, honestly, with the group itself, not about how many. I mean, there is obviously the general consensus that 3 properties need to be owned, and 3 node properties need to be owned in order to be in the UDU. And then there's some breakdowns on micronodes and such, but. And that's across the board. But the main thing I'm actually seeing is really interesting. I'm looking at it right now. It's be respectful to others. Don't make any unnecessary drama. Try to help UDU and its members as much as possible. Be a team player. Help each other out with team goals and advice and guidance. I mean, a lot of it is really positive, like community-oriented requirements, which is really cool. Obviously, unfortunately, those are hard to define, but I think in the end of the day, it shows that everybody's kind of here for the same reason. And it's not really particularly the financial. I mean, we're all playing this because of the financial aspect of it. But I think the reason that maybe a lot of people are drawn to UDU or stay in the UDU isn't because of that. It's because of the community that's been built. And that's absolutely why I'm here. But so if you have any other ideas, and you haven't gotten to me, please DM me, or there's actually a channel now, expectations of membership channel in the UDU. Just go on there, write it up. If you see a green check, it means I've added it to the list. And then in either next week or one of these future membership meetings, we'll discuss it, or maybe we'll be discussing it offline. I'm not sure, but it's really going well. So if you would like some input, please reach out.
Yeah, and thanks for putting all that together and navigating all that. Yeah, kind of going off what you've said there, you can't, and we've seen this in the history of the UDU as well. You can't manage the community aspect of these kind of node groups with finances. You can have all the money in the world. That's not going to create a good community. But we have found that the opposite is true. If we have a tight, solid community, then financial benefits are going to flow from that. So, you know, a lot of these groups are yet to go through that process themselves, but, you know, it's inevitable, I think. Speaking of working together and building and all that sort of stuff, which is what we're all about, give you an idea of what's happening in MTU. We've got 2 more properties left to complete. Well, actually, it's one in a tiny bit. I think one of them will finish today. So in that 34 townhouse block, there's only the very 2 at the bottom left to go. And so that was my UCC stage 1 contract. We rolled over straight into stage 2, and that's already started as well. So the stage 1 contract was for that nice block down the middle of Midtown Terrace that has the M, the T, and the U spelled out in it with the roof colours. The stage 2 is just filling up a lot of the hodgepodge places I've got here, there, and everywhere. So that the progress on that won't be very noticeable, but it will be noticeable in the stats. And yeah, I'd like to thank everybody that's focused their construction, especially if they've been on the Spark train, like getting in there and getting their MTUs built. Midtown Terrace just pipped Alamo Square as the #1 or the highest percentage built neighborhood in San Francisco. So that's pretty cool to see. Alamo Square was one of the OG, well, I think in fact that was the original kind of collaborative push for something in a neighborhood that very cool player, Choina, put together. So yeah, pretty cool to see. I won't read that out, what you just put in chat. Yeah, pretty cool to see MTU just kind of, we blitz past Dogpatch, we blitz past Alamo Square, and if you look at the Spark figures that are staked, we're just going to keep powering ahead. And I think that also pushes us up to the #3 most developed spot overall in the entire game. I think the Icons Mosswood is still well out in front. I think that might be close to or over 40% at the moment, which is cool. And the second one is one of these tiny Kansas, I think it's, yeah, one of those tiny Kansas neighborhoods. So yeah, great stuff happening there. Gosh, chat's going off. Yeah, oh, and I guess I should touch on too, as part of the debate that kicked off with all of this, people have mentioned things, you know, like when we develop these nodes, the node manager has the most to gain. Is that true?
Yes and no.
As we've said 1,000 times, this ain't a giant pump and dump. I'm not selling a damn thing in Midtown Terrace, like I said, unless I'm on the verge of homelessness in real life.
But the thing is, like, what you're going to gain over anybody else in the node is going to be minus whatever you put into it, which is a crap load of money, you know? So like yeah, you own the majority, but at the same time, someone like me who has like 12 properties there, perhaps 12, you know, I didn't put anything into that node except for building. You know, I paid the minimum price. I paid for any extras at the buy-in UDU price. Whatever I get is profits. Like whatever you get is profits minus cost, which is great.
Yeah, there's 2 plays here for node development, which is why we started this all off. The first one is the most obvious one, which is the going for the neighborhood collection spawning. There's no guarantees whatsoever associated with that. We don't know what the mechanics are. We don't know how it's going to play out. We don't know what kind of ranking businesses are going to play. You know, we know nothing basically. As we've said all along, when we're not about sitting back and waiting for the information and then starting to do things, we're about doing what we can with the information we have at hand and then pivoting as new information comes on board. You know, it might be the case where we get further down the track and there's some other new type of structure becomes available and that has more neighborhood points. Well, it may be the case where all of these properties that I've spent millions of UPEX renting Spark to build, maybe I need to start demolishing them and redoing another building because it has better stats. We just don't know. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect is the renting. So, some of these buildings, we're assuming we're going to be renting these people out. Like if it spawns a collection and people want to be involved in that, or if they want to have, a foothold in the various different cities and the well-known neighborhoods and that sort of thing, well, we assume that renting's going to play a factor. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of these neighborhoods that are pushing for development in their neighborhood, or they're pushing for that percentage, they're building as many small townhouses as they can because they just want to pump the figures. Well, we've said the complete opposite. Build the biggest structure you can on every single one of your properties, thinking ahead to renting. Sure, we could have been finished. Midtown Terrace could have been like, whatever our stats are, 80%, we could have been 80% finished, but it would have been all small townhouses. And if renting does come on board, well, you've only got one spot to rent out per property. So, like I said, we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen.
I cringe when I have to make a small townhouse.
Yeah, it just seems like a missed opportunity.
Yeah, no, you're right, exactly.
Yes, but yeah, we shall see. We don't know how it's going to play out. But yeah, as far as making money, the only way I could possibly stand to benefit a whole bunch is if I were to start flipping properties. But I'm the one who's pumped the floor. I'm not going to be able to sell Midtown Terrace properties for $1 million UPEX because I'm the one who's been buying them up to that price. Kind of makes no sense. All right, what do we got next? Dub and Cheese, you might be able to speak to this because we kind of had the idea of putting together a short video series that can get people up to speed pretty quickly on what the UDU is and what we're all about and that sort of thing. And Cheese came up with a very cool idea. Over to you, Cheese.
So I'm a big Fallout fan. Fallout 4 is my favorite because of my lovely Nick Valentine. And I just love when you start the game, they have these skill videos like special, perception, and then it gets into it and it's like this old time kind of crackly TV thing. And I thought it would be really cool to kind of talk about the UDU in the same manner to kind of make it interesting and people want to watch it and they want to learn more about it in a fun manner. The only thing is we attempted to do this on like Christmas break and everybody was really busy, but I mean, it's still in the works, definitely. And I'm going to be working on this with Dub, and Joe wants to get in on the action as well. So I'll have to start looking into that. Nice.
Yeah, and everybody knows I'm a maniac for acronyms, as you can see behind me as well. We've got a new one we'll talk about later. So, yeah, what's the Fallout 4? Yeah, it's special, isn't it? And each letter represents some characteristic.
Like a skill set that you can put points into that makes your person all that better. Like depending on where you go will determine your character's strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, so I put my thinking cap on for the UDU, and we didn't want this to be a long, drawn-out process, so I came up with the tag META, M.E.T.A, and that stands for M for masterly, E for exclusive, T for teamwork, A for action. So there'll be kind of 5 little videos put together. One will be an overview, and then there'll be 4 videos that match each of those kind of little skill set things.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, trying to make it lighthearted. I don't know, is Dub still around?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, I was going to say, I kind of have started making a start on the scripting for the first episode.
Cool.
So we're going to have to hook up soon and start clashing the heads and getting some ideas.
Definitely.
I haven't done loads, so I just kind of start getting a bit of a general outline going.
Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to make the art to your outline.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be brilliant. Cool. Oh, definitely, definitely. I'm well looking forward to it. Get the old fancy voice on the go. Hell yeah.
And if anybody else in the team wants to get involved in that too, yeah, reach out, let us know. Many hands make light work up to a point, and then it becomes a
Up
nightmare.
to a point.
Yes. The main thing that we wanted to touch on today was, MVE, what that is behind me. That's something that we're pretty much going live with today. Rather than me blab on, although it was my idea, does anybody want to speak to that? What's it all about?
MVE is all of UDU. I got into saying UDU. All of the UDU put together into one beautiful, exquisite package in one Discord, so you can kind of have the best of all of the worlds. And Ben put it together completely. He did an amazing freaking job. He even put my channel, my Morecheese channel together, which thank you so much. You did a great job on that. That was a lot of work. All of it was a lot of work. I get tired of just thinking about how much work he put in there.
What did I say to you last night? I said, like, I've never been so busy having a week off work.
Yeah, but it's stuff we like, you know, me and you were very similar. It's stuff we like doing, like I do my trading. I don't have to leave the house, but I'm completely busy doing this, and it's glorious. And I think this would be your calling as well. You just need to hurry up, Upland, and get us rich. But anyway, so it has the wine and cheese, it has the UDU, it has the new show that Ben came up with as well, as wine and cheese, called the Upland Mash. It has our friends of the UDU, which people who we're really tight networked with, that we helped and they helped us along the way. It has merchandise that, my God, I love him, but I forget his name. I want to say Squid, but it's not Squid.
Screw.
That screws. That screws done for the UDU, the beautiful designs. I'm wearing, you know, one of the t-shirts. Ben's wearing one of the t-shirts.
Yep.
They look amazing. It has the merchandise for wine and cheese. It has NFTs that are related to, like, the UDU, the wine and cheese, the metaverse thing. And Ben made some, I'm not going to spill it, but Ben made 3 NFTs and they look freaking amazing. So like that a lot, like, I can't wait for everybody to see those. That's tonight, right?
This evening, yeah, that all comes out. And I know what a lot of people will be thinking, not another freaking server. Holy crap. But that's what spawned the creation of this. We had been talking, you know, people have asked, are you going to put a wine and cheese server together? And then I was pushing back against that because, you know, not another bloody server. And then because I'm thinking, you know, does that mean we're going to have a server now for the Upland Mash show? And if somebody else comes on board and they're going to have a show, it's another server. So similar how the UDU was formed as an umbrella brand for all of the various neighborhood nodes that we're developing, that's what MVE, I don't even remember. What have I called this bloody thing?
Ventures.
Metaverse Ventures Entertainment. So, yeah, MVE is basically the umbrella brand that will cover all of that. Now, it's not designed to be a place where, you know, you're going to get in there and spend hours of your day backwards and forwards communicating. It's really designed almost as a library. Like if you're sitting around, oh, what am I going to do today? I've got 10 minutes spare. Well, you can go over there and there's a list of all of the shows, and it'll be a case of you can click on it and watch something that you can catch up on. So it's going to have all of the stuff that we're involved with officially with the UDU. And I've also, like Chiz said, I've patched over a bunch of people that are associated. And, you know, one of the UDU members, node manager who's in chat now, Musita, he's got his own, you know, YouTube channel for, you know, the Brazilians, and he's patched over there as well. So that's kind of what it's been designed for. Now that that will be completely open to the public because, yeah, it's going to be important once we kick this Upland Mash show off. That's going to be a public show. So this is all going to be part of that. So if you haven't jumped over to the MVE server yet, Cheese has given you a hint there. There's an NFT associated with that if you're one of the first 50 people to jump over. So, yeah, if you're thinking, holy crap, not another server, yeah, believe me, I get it. I think I'm in 160 something Upland related servers. I fully get it, but yeah.
This is the best server you'll ever have, though.
Well, I don't know about that, but yeah, it's going to have a lot of cool stuff all in one spot. Basically, it's kind of, maybe it's not going to be Netflix and chill if you're sitting around and you want to watch something or listen to something to do with the metaverse and NFTs, you can do MVE and chill. There you go.
I like it. Oh my God.
We'll have to put that on the tagline or on a shirt or something. So yeah, that's going live with this video, and as part of my 2 years in Upland celebration thing I'm doing with Uplando in the cafe today, we'll be pushing this quite significantly there as well. So if you do want to get one of those NFTs and you're in the team, get over while you can. And yeah, as I said, if you have an idea for a show or something related to do with that, and you know, it's not just about shows. You know, we've got Little's over there with her NFT collection and that sort of stuff. Anything that's to do with, you know, the metaverse, basically, you know, could be shows, NFTs, whatever. If you have an idea for a show but you don't know what to do, you can reach out. We can help you set it up. Or if you already have a show underway and you want to be involved, let us know and we can patch you in there too. Yeah, like I said, it's designed to be a library. So there's a whole bunch of channels there that are read only. But each of the people, like Cheese, she has access to her little channel. Misita has access to his channel. They can basically just update that how they see fit. Okay. I think that's enough touched on there. Unless anybody has any questions or concerns or... No?
There's free cookies. Go there.
Free cookies. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, it also has the stuff that I talked to Lily from the Upland Cafe. I run the Australian and New Zealand Cafe Hour with her Wednesday nights, our time, which is tonight, your time. So that's part of it as well. So yeah, the Upland Mash, the Australian New Zealand Hour, the Morecheese show. Yeah, and as part of it, we're switching all of the stuff that we used to fill out in the UDU server to do with, you know, merchandise, social media, anything that could be public. Anything that was previously in the UDU server that could be public has moved over to the MVE server. So if you're in the UDU server and saying, hang on a minute, what happened to that channel? Chances are it's over in the MVE one. So check that out. All right. What else have we got? A few more things. What have we got? Buying, selling, and trading node properties. So yeah, we've seen this kick off as well. I don't think we need to get into this too deeply. If you're wanting to buy, sell, or trade node properties, have conversations with the node manager. It's just the right thing to do. I don't know.
Especially if you don't have a property on there and you're selling to the public. That's like so sadness making.
Yeah, and we've seen that. I think it was it Soprafair had picked up a Upper West Side, or is it Upper East Side Locks mini node in Manhattan?
Yeah.
Yeah. They picked up a cheap one on the market, but, you know, did the right thing, reached out within the team and said, look, I have this property, it's for sale. If somebody wants to grab it, great. Otherwise, it's going to go on the market. Yeah, that's fine. If it's just about giving the team that option to grab that node property before it goes to the open market. And obviously, there's a massive difference between a full neighborhood property and mini node properties. So there is a bit of flexibility and whatnot in regards to that. And we did see that as part of this Thrifty challenge with the Dimmins in Oakland. Some people were saying, you know, I want to sell my dim and mini node properties there. Well, it's a mini node, so it doesn't really matter. Do whatever you want. But it was good to see that they asked. So perhaps that message is getting through a bit clearer than what it was previously. Anybody else want to speak to that? No? Are we good? Yeah. 2 more things. Loose lips, sink ships. I did have a much harshly worded way to put this together, but I kind of bit my tongue on it. Cheese, did you want to speak to this, or do you want me to have at it?
I don't think you want me to speak to this.
No, I definitely don't, actually. So we have talked about the success of the Bronx node. However, it has come to light that that has been severely undermined by situations external and within the team. The external one is still yet to play out because that's a contract that Cheese put together and that sort of thing. And that was a very new concept at the time. So, you know, there's obviously new things have bugs. It takes a while to fix out what worked, what didn't work. The main thing is the stuff that appears to have happened within the team. We had this meeting when we were talking about the Bronx node. We had a pre-release meeting where only the people that were involved in that meeting were given the neighborhood target name. And we went away from that. We all geared up. We got ready. The Bronx opened up and we all went gangbusters, and it sold out in, what was it? It was like 3 minutes or something. The node sold out. It was crazy. And it's come to light that there's friends of UDU members gobbled up a bunch of properties in there, and there's very thin excuses being put forward as to how that all happened. You know, I guess I'll leave it at that. You know, if you're in the UDU team and we're pushing for a new node, please don't share the information. You know, I don't care if it's your grandma or your best mate or whatever. You know, we're significantly invested in this game. We are significantly invested in the UDU helping each other. It just undermines all of that. You know, those properties that would have went to a UDU member have gone to a non-UDU member, and now there's negotiations about how to get them back and markups and that sort of thing. There were several UDU members who were there wanting to buy into that node but missed out because it sold out so fast. You know, we all walked away with UpX in our pockets because the properties were minted out so fast. Yeah, and it appears, as I said, that there was a bit of loose lips involved, which is, you know, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, I get it. It's a node target. The UDU is pretty famous at buying up floors, so the carrot is there to share the information and make a few UpX on the side, but that's not what we're about. And at the end of the day, that information is always going to come out because it's blockchain, and you're just going to do yourself in, and it's just not worth it. So I don't know. But that's about as casually as I'd like to put that, I think. Anybody want to speak to that? Yeah. As I said, I didn't get much sleep last night, so I'm extra grumpy today. So I'm sorry if that came across as harsh or whatever. But yeah, it was, when that came to light, it was kind of somewhere between face palming and wall headbutting. It's kind of unbelievable. But we won't end this meeting on that note. We'll end it on this. Yes, today in Uplando's usual Upland Cafe spot, I'll be jumping in there with him to having a chat as part of my 2 years in Upland. I think officially my 2 years, what is it, Cheese? January 13th? What's on the NFT? I think 13th. It's the 3rd. Yeah, and I think the 13th is I think it's bookmarked as my time. So that's the 12th your time, which is tomorrow. But
yeah, that confused me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. So jumping into the cafe with Uplander tonight. As part of that, I'm giving away one Manhattan property, which is, you know, what did Dub say? 200K that's worth. I'm giving away 100K UpX, and I'm giving away SF property, and then there's two what's the word? My brain is fried today. Bunch of NFTs, but there's what's the word?
Bundle.
Bundle, that's it. Thank you. 2 bundles of NFTs as well. And anybody that's in the cafe at the time and drops their WAM, I'll also give them something as well. So that should be fun. Now, I have jumped into the cafe with Uplander before and dived into a lot of, the past and all that sort of stuff. But I spoke to Uplander, and I'm really hoping this chat is going to be about the future, but we shall see. So if you're around, jump in. Your support there would be appreciated. Other than that, yeah, it's been a very chaotic 3 weeks. And crap, we haven't even spoken about the new city release.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we should have a chat about that.
So it's going to be huge. LA. And LA is huge itself, like size-wise.
Who wants to chime in? Maybe somebody that hasn't had a chat yet. Don't be shy. We don't want these meetings to be the wine and cheese show. We've said that before. We are conscious that it comes across as that at times.
Somebody said something about Liquid. He's not on. He wanted to think about doing a node there. Anybody here would be interested in a node? Boulder, you usually talk. You're such a smart guy. Get on here.
Yeah, liquid is very liquid. I know Nub's sitting on a big pile. He's too tired.
I'm looking forward to it. I just hope it's not vanilla. I hate the vanilla ones.
I love vanilla.
It's going to be.
I've got lots of spare UPX because I didn't go into Bronx. Like, obviously did the node thing, but I didn't do anything else. So yeah, I'm looking forward to LA, and hopefully it's not vanilla and I know. Go nuts.
I know exactly where I want to go, Deb. I'll tell you offline. I don't want to tell any stranger dangers. Not that you guys out there are stranger dangers, but you kind of are.
Well, you don't know, do you? Anyone could be watching.
Anybody.
We've got no shortage of freaky stalkers. If you don't know what that's about, go over and check out my Twitter account.
It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Someone is stalking Ben's life.
I think it's almost certainly to be vanilla, isn't it? Because surely that's the biggest cash cow going around. We kind of spoke about this in the Upland General chat right before I went to bed last night. If you want to squeeze the maximum amount of dollars out of your community, you release in vanilla. You get that FOMO purchasing going in full speed ahead. And yeah, then you release the collections. That's very well structured.
It is well structured. I mean, sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't. I got so unlucky in Alameda, but I got a nice school in Berkeley. I got the Berkeley Art School. That's a nothing burger, but still, it's just very nice.
Yeah, and Nubs just said that clearly this is going to be a tier 1 city, and
oh yeah.
He said that no tier 1 city has released not in vanilla, well, with the exception of San Francisco. I guess technically that released in vanilla because there were no such thing as collections, but I'm pretty sure everybody who's joined, it was either minted out or when you joined there was collections available. I know when I joined there was still the opportunity to buy the museums and all that sort of stuff. That was still unminted. Spending $1 million UpX on a property, that was just unheard of.
Yeah, I remember the early days of San Francisco. You could get like huge properties for millions, and nobody was doing it. So
absolutely, yeah. I spent.
That was good times.
It was, yeah, it really was.
Huge school in Sunset for I don't remember 200,000, and it's worth a lot more now. So
yeah, yep. Yeah, I spent months working away in the financial district, slowly upscaling my collections there because there was properties over $1 million everywhere.
Yeah, I got full. I think it was no pill for $1,500 or something.
Yeah.
A long time ago. But it was like 120% markup or something.
Yeah. Yes, those days are long gone.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but we're going to be looking back on these days a year ahead and saying, oh, I wish we were back here.
Yeah.
So, once everything is all minted out, and the people of the future are going to be the people of us now saying, oh, I wish I was like a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's still early. So we are in a good position. So
Yeah.
Every cohort feels like they're late to the game. I started the game 2 years ago, and when I joined, I looked around and I was clicking on these block explorers, and I saw that some of these players had net worths of like 3 million UPEX, and I just couldn't comprehend how could somebody spend $3,000 on a mobile game. I just couldn't get my head around it. And I remember saying in the Telegram chat at the time, did I miss out on some 1 million UPEX giveaway competition or something? Or I just couldn't fathom people were spending that sort of money.
yeah, I was sort of in the same boat, but then I saw Low Mountain and spent $20,000 on that. So good game.
Yes.
It was the same thing with me when I came in. Like 1 million seemed unreachable.
Yep.
Like I saw people with 1 million, and I was like, what's going on there? And now I'm like at 35 million.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. People that counts with 1 to 5 million, they were the whales. It's just hilarious. So cool. All right. We shall see how LA pans out. Thank you for everybody jumping in today and for working with the new time slot change, and also for dealing with my mushed brain. Somebody want to sign us out? Nobody? See ya. Podix says see ya. Where's your cat? Cat can sign us out.
Yeah.
All right.
Goodbye.
Growing, waiting.